Welcome to the Bold Goal Crusher podcast. For anyone looking to stop letting life get in the way and start crushing bold goals. I'm your host, Sarah Mayer, and I'm thrilled to navigate this journey with you because it's time to start boldly achieving without working double time. So let's dive in. Hello, Bold Goal Crushers. Today we are in an episode of the book club. So if you haven't joined the book club, you can visit sarahmayer.com/join the book club. Each month we read a book and then I do a podcast episode on it. And we also have a live discussion. So I'd love to have you in the book club. If you have not checked it out, we have very great reads. So I'm very excited. Today we are talking about No Filter by Sarah Frier. So let's jump in. First off, this is very different than many of the books that we have read in the past. And I know many of you are watching on YouTube and you see me playing this book around. Little plug, if you're not a subscriber to YouTube and you want to see me record live my podcast, please feel free to subscribe. It's called the Bold Goal Crusher podcast. So I want to start off and by saying that this was one of our members' suggestions, and we always love to read members' suggestions. It's a little outside of what we normally read. Normally, we're reading a business book that gives us something to do or tells us how to run our business or something like that, or a development book. And this one is actually the inside story of Instagram. So it's a little bit different than our traditional read. And I'm very excited to review this book. I will tell you that it took me a little longer to get through this book, quite simply because I had a busy month, basically. No excuse. Anyway, so the book really talks about how Instagram came about, and there were two founders that really love photography and wanted to show and display the world photography. And it really started with this love of photography and creating an app to show others great places. And I'm not going to spend a ton of time going into the details of the book because I think we all know Instagram's history. But what's really interesting and the things I want to pull out from this book is that they intended and had a very clear why and purpose for what they were creating for Instagram. And then, as many people know, that Facebook bought Instagram. And there's a lot of documentation that Facebook bought Instagram because they were threatened by Instagram. And Instagram became like a separate company within Facebook. And for many years, like almost 9 years, everything was, and not roses or anything like that, but they used the resources that Facebook had and some of the direction that Facebook had and built the company to 1 billion users, which was the original goal. And Instagram went through a lot of different roads with influencers, did things different than Facebook. But eventually, then when they became linked, it was their ability to stand alone and stick with their why that allowed them to continue to have success and really pace the growth of Facebook. As a business owner, I think it's really cool to build something that then becomes a business that somebody would like to purchase. And I think, and I would say many of you think, that many times founders don't set out to do that, and then that becomes the reality. But maybe more founders should. Maybe it'd be an easier road if we set out to build businesses that could be scalable and sellable. So I did enjoy the book. I did reading the book. It's really difficult for me to get some parallels as to how we might use this book in our life, especially in business. But again, it's a great story of how a business came about and was sold. And I want to remind you, we read this book a while back. It's the 10 Stories Great Leaders Tell. And this is a little shorty book. If you're looking on YouTube, it's really short. And I encourage you as a business owner to write your stories so that others don't write them for you. And I think that's what happened a little bit with Instagram, that the story was written for those founders because of the influence of Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, which is great that he has that influence. But I think this book really brought to light some of the stories that maybe had gone untold or changed the trajectory of the company. So this is a shorter book club episode, but I want to tell you that if you join the book club at sarahmayer.com/join book club, you will be able to join us and discuss the books. And I always love to hear everybody else's take on books. So now let's talk about our next book. Our next book coming up, I'm just looking it up here. Our June book is Don't Trust Your Gut, and that's by Seth Stephen Davidowitz. So Don't Trust Your Gut is our very next book. And then after that is for July, On Our Best Behavior, The 7 Deadly Sins and the Price Women Pay to Be Good. So when you join the book club, you'll hear all about the books that we've read. We have been a book club now for many years, but since July 2022, we have been a book club, and we started with The Third Door by Alex Banian. So definitely check out our book club. It's our 2-year anniversary coming up. We're very excited to have you. All right, sarahmayer.com/join book club. Have a good one. It's time to crush your goals and everything that gets in the way so we do not need to work double time. So let's get to it.